The average piece of clothing gets worn 7 times before it is discarded. 7. The entire industry is designed around that number. Short lifespan built into every fabric choice, every seam, every price tag. But 8 brands refuse to build it that way. And the brand at number 1 once told its customers not to buy its product, then built it well enough that they only needed to buy it once. Picture a jacket in your father's closet in 1975. Heavy canvas, worn pale at the elbows. He bought it once and wore it for 30 years. That jacket was not exceptional. It was just built before 7 wears became the business model. Before the list, 1 test. Not a checklist. 1 question. Can you still be wearing this garment in 10 years? If the brand's construction, materials, and repair options say yes, it belongs here. If the brand's business model requires you to replace it before then, it does not. That test eliminates most of the industry immediately. In 8th place, Levi's. In 1872, a tailor in a Nevada mining camp named Jacob Davis kept hearing the same complaint from every customer. The pockets tore and the stress points failed. Davis solved it by hammering copper rivets into every stress point. He could not afford the patent alone. He wrote to his fabric supplier in San Francisco and asked to split the filing fee. That supplier was Levi Strauss. The patent was granted in 1873, and it has not been retired. The copper rivet is still on every pair made today. 150 years of continuous production of the 501. No other garment on earth has that record. Their selvedge denim develops a patina unique to the wearer over time. No 2 pairs age the same way. In-store repairs mean a blown seam is not a new pair. An $80 selvedge pair, worn twice a week for 3 years, costs under 30 cents per wear. That is where this list starts. In 7th place, Barber. In 1894, in the fishing village of Simonside, near South Shields in England, a company started making waxed cotton jackets for North Sea fishermen. Not assembled in South Shields, made in South Shields. 130 years later, that factory is still there. The waxed cotton develops a wear pattern over years of use. Every scratch maps to the life of the owner. A 10-year Barber looks nothing like a new one. That is not deterioration. That is the material doing what it was built to do. Send the jacket back, and Barber re-waxes it, repairs the panels, replaces the zippers. A father's jacket passed to a son is not secondhand. It is the point. A $400 jacket, re-waxed every 2 years for 30 years, costs $13 per year. For men over 50 watching this, your father may have had one. The one he owned is probably still wearable. In 6th place, Carhartt. In 1889, Hamilton Carhartt rented a loft in Detroit with 2 sewing machines and 4 employees. His first customers were railroad workers who needed clothing that survived hard labor day after day. The foundation is duck canvas. It is a heavyweight cotton weave, originally used for sails and industrial tarps with double and triple stitched seams and reinforced stress points. It was not assembled in a fashion district. It was developed on job sites and validated over 130 years by construction workers, farmers, welders, and tradesmen in conditions no fashion brand would ever test against. Some say the streetwear crossover changed the product. The core work line uses the same duck canvas and the same construction it used in Detroit in 1889. The fashion audience found it because the product was too well built to stay hidden, from $25 to $150. That is what quality looks like when no marketing budget is baked into the price. In 5th place, Uniqlo. Most buy it for life lists start at $300. Uniqlo starts at $20. That is not a compromise. Their Supima cotton tees use American-grown extra-long staple cotton. Less than 1% of global production qualifies. A $20 Uniqlo tee holds its shape and softness after 50 washes. A $20 fast fashion tee starts pilling after 5 washes. Same price, completely different lifespan. Their markup is 3 to 4 times the production cost. Compare that to 8 to 10 times at the logo-driven brands this channel covers. Every dollar not spent on branding goes into the material. Most brands at twice this price would never publish their fabric composition. Uniqlo lists exact percentages on every product page. If this kind of breakdown is useful, subscribe. We do the research so you can shop smarter. The test you can do in any store right now. Pick up the garment. Feel the weight. Quality fabric has density. Turn it inside out at a seam. 8 to 12 stitches per inch indicates quality construction. 5 to 7 indicates commodity. Check the repair policy before you spend $1. A brand that offers restoration believes the product is worth repairing. A brand without one is telling you how long they expect it to last. In fourth place, ask it. Most brands show you a price tag and ask you to trust them. Ask it shows you a receipt. Materials, labor, transport, margin, line by line, visible before you click buy. Their traceability covers 89% of the collection. For almost every garment, you can trace the fabric from the farm through the factory to your door. No seasonal collections, no limited editions, no artificial urgency. Every piece is permanent, designed to be bought once and kept for years. This is the only brand on this list whose business model profits when you buy less. Every other company in the industry profits when you replace more. Most brands would never publish their full cost breakdown. Not because theirs are better, because theirs are significantly worse and they know it. In third place, Brooks Brothers. With a caveat that changes everything. Henry Sands. Brooks opened his shop in Manhattan in 1818. Every sitting United States president from Abraham Lincoln onward has been dressed by this company. For men over 45, this is the brand your father knew. The 1818 suit was half-canvassed Italian wool, built at the Southwick factory in Haverhill, Massachusetts. 2 centuries of refusing to fuse a suit to save cost. Then, in July 2020, it filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy, owing up to $1 billion to 25,000 creditors. American factories closed, and 700 workers lost their jobs. The company was sold to a partnership that includes Authentic Brands Group. If you watched our Ted Baker video, you know what Authentic Brands Group does to a brand it acquires. It buys the intellectual property and turns the operation into a licensing structure. Brooks Brothers now sits in the same portfolio as Aeropostale and Lucky Brand. The Golden Fleece line is still full canvas. Some 1818 pieces still carry half-canvassed construction. But the founding factories are closed. Buy the construction, not the name. Check the label before spending $1,200 on a suit from a brand whose original factory no longer exists. In second place, Filson, with the same caveat applied. In 1897, Clinton Filson opened a shop on First Avenue in Seattle, steps from where the steamship Portland had just docked carrying 1 ton of Klondike gold. In 1914, his catalog said plainly, the goods he offered must not be confused with the cheap and inferior grade with which the market is overrun. He offered a lifetime guarantee from day one. The tin cloth jacket and the Mackinac cruiser justified that promise for over a century. Here's what Filson would prefer you not know. In 2012, a private equity firm based in Dallas acquired the company. In 2015, 90% of Filson products were made in the United States. By 2025, that number had fallen to 35%. The Seattle workforce dropped from 369 employees to under 100. 3 products are still made in Seattle. The Mackinac cruiser jacket, the Mackinac vest, the Western vest. Buy those 3. Check the label. Everything else is the same story this channel tells in every other video. And in first place, Patagonia. In November 2011, Patagonia placed a full-page advertisement in the New York Times on Black Friday. The headline read, "Do not buy this jacket." Rick Ridgway had pitched the idea to the board. Chris McDivitt-Tompkins, a former Patagonia chief executive, told him it was hypocritical. She argued that Patagonia was a company that sold things, and how could it tell people not to buy with a straight face? Ridgway won the argument, and the campaign ran. Sales increased by 34% to $543 million in 2012. The paradox resolved itself because the message was backed by everything the company had already built. They logged over 583,000 repairs through the Warnware program. They created a take-back system for used gear and a resale marketplace for second-hand products. In 2022, Chouinard transferred full ownership to a trust dedicated to fighting climate change. The profits now fund the planet. The ironclad guarantee covers every product indefinitely. Repair, replace, or refund. For any reason, at any time. No other brand on this list offers that combination. That is why it is number 1. 8 brands. 8 different answers to one question. 2 of them have been compromised by private equity, and they deserve scrutiny before you spend. The other 6 pass every test without reservation. Build it to last. Offer to fix it. Use materials that earn the price. The rest of the industry builds for 7 wears. These 8 build for a lifetime.